If I could go back in time, there's something I really need to tell the younger me. Not because I want to change everything, but because there were so many nights I stayed up thinking I'd ruin it all, that I picked the wrong path, wasted my best years. And if you're in your 20s or early 30s, maybe you know that feeling too. You look fine on paper, you've done the work, but inside, you feel stuck, like you're climbing a mountain that was never yours. When I was younger, I thought success meant getting everything right early. Pick the right degree, land the perfect job, stack money, build muscle, make it all look good. And I did those things. 70k saved, fit, hired into a dream startup, even started making money from side hustles and creative work. But deep down, something felt off. Like I was leveling up, but in the wrong direction. It's kinda like training a fire type your whole life, only to realize your dream gym is full of steel types. I was winning, but I wasn't becoming who I wanted to be. In my early 20s, I picked my mountain. Chemistry degree. High achieving, structured, make your parents proud kinda life. And at first it worked. People praised me. The LinkedIn algorithm smiled. But every few months, I'd look up from the path I was on and quietly wonder, why does this still feel so wrong? It's easy to mistake motion for meaning, to keep pushing forward just because you've already invested so much. But I started asking different questions. What if I was climbing fast up the wrong mountain? What if this version of success didn't even belong to me? There's this quote I love. Better to climb slowly up the right mountain than quickly up the wrong one. And I sat with that. I realized something quietly terrifying. I was building a version of me that looked good to everyone but myself. So I decided to fly back, from the cold cliffs of Mount Coronet to the quiet of Twin Leaf Town. Not just in the game, but in my life. I needed to remember who I was before the pressure, before the achievements, before I thought I had to climb the biggest, hardest mountain, just to prove I was enough. It felt like going backwards for a while, not because I gave up on chemistry, but because I finally let go of the idea that it had to be everything. I stopped trying to make my entire identity fit inside that one degree, that one career path, that one quote-unquote respectable box. Because the truth is, I never hated chemistry. I just outgrew the version of myself who thought success had to look a certain way. And then I didn't know what came next, but I knew that it couldn't just be this. There had to be more to life. And then I began building a bunch of skills that had absolutely nothing to do with my degree. Storytelling, video editing, creative discipline, not because they were safe or necessarily lucrative, but because they felt like mine. And that shift from chasing what looked impressive to honoring what felt aligned, that was the first time I stopped climbing and started evolving. Even after I started changing direction, I still had this quiet voice in my head saying, okay, now we get it right, now we succeed. The mountain had changed, but in reality, my mindset hadn't. I told myself things like, once I feel confident, I'll be happy. Once I look good in the mirror, I'll be content. Once I finally stop feeling behind, I'll be good enough. It's the trap so many of us fall into, delaying joy, delaying peace, delaying actually being proud of yourself. And here's what I've learned the hard way. Happiness doesn't live at the end of the map, at the Hall of Origin on Mount Coronet when you hack your way to Arceus. It's not a reward you unlock after you've proven yourself. It's found in the way you show up, right now in the journey. These days I feel happiest when I'm editing something that makes me lose track of time. When I get a message that says, your video helped me feel seen. When a friend calls me just to talk. When I make myself tea and journal in the morning sunlight. That's not the future, that's the present. That's the here and now, and it's enough. It makes me really joyful. Ironically, the life I wanted, it didn't come from chasing these huge milestones. It actually came from the daily habits. The habits that really felt like me, that was most aligned to what I wanted. We think we're chasing a specific level, a level cap where we'll finally be happy with ourselves, and we'll finally evolve. But maybe the real evolution is learning to enjoy each level as it comes, even if you still need to level up 10 times in order to unlock Dragon Dance. Lately, I've been thinking about the version of me who started this journey during the 2024 Christmas holiday. The version of me who had no idea what he was doing, just that he needed to do something. And he did. That version of me didn't need me to be perfect. He just needed me to keep going. And when I think about the future now, I don't picture some distant final form. I just picture that same kid a little further down the road. And I hope I've made him proud. Not because I hit every goal, but because I don't give up. I showed up, I kept my heart open, I made space for joy, even when I didn't feel like it was the right thing. And I kept choosing what felt true to myself. And I've been thinking a lot about what becoming really means. It's not a glow up, it's not a plot twist. It's not some big revelation that makes it all click. It's something quieter. It's saying no when something feels misaligned. It's reaching out when you're scared to seem needy. It's forgiving the version of you that didn't know any better. It's allowing softness to stay, even when the world keeps asking you to use iron defense. That's what I will tell my younger self now. You're not broken for changing your mind. You're not behind for needing rest. You're not weak for wanting to be loved well. You're growing your roots, you're learning to trust yourself, you're building something slow and sacred. Something that's uniquely yours. If you're feeling behind, or like you're climbing the wrong mountain, I hope you give yourself the same chance. To start again, to pick a new path, to come home to the version of you that just wants to feel alive again. And maybe, just maybe, you'll look back a few years from now and realize you didn't waste time. You're just becoming the person you really wanted to be. If this stirred something in you, write it down. Even just one sentence, or even journal about it. You'll thank yourself later. And if someone came to mind while you watched this, send it to them. They might need it just as much as you.